it's Gemma here from GemmaBonham-Carter.com. I help entrepreneurs create, launch, and scale their online course businesses. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be diving deep into lead magnets. I want to show you all of the examples of lead magnets that you can be using in your business to make growing your email list a heck of a lot easier. Now, before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Okay, so before we dive into lead magnet ideas, which I wanna give you so many that you're gonna walk away, make sure you got a pen and your notebook ready because I'm gonna let you walk away with so many good ideas here. I wanna talk about first, why is email even important? Well, growing your email list is kind of like the golden ticket to being a successful course creator or online business owner. There's a few reasons for that. Number one, you own your list. This is not a social media platform where you're contending with algorithms and whether people are gonna actually see your content. No, the email list is yours. Those subscribers are yours and you are landing in their inbox with your emails, making it so much more likely that they are gonna see and open and read your content. You're gonna see a much higher conversion rate from your email list than your social media platforms or anywhere else you connect with your audience. Email lists tend to convert 4 times higher than any of those. So if you're gonna put your effort somewhere, you should be putting it into growing and building and nurturing that email list. Okay, so how do you even grow your email list? You need to use a lead magnet. Nobody wants to sign up just for another boring newsletter, right? That doesn't get anybody through the doors and onto our list. We need to essentially provide them with a free gift that entices them onto our email list. You can think of the lead magnet almost as acting as a bridge, inviting them onto our email list, and then eventually we can turn those subscribers into paying customers. All right, so what makes a great lead magnet? First of all, it needs to provide your audience member with a quick win. Don't overload them with way too much information or make your lead magnet so big that it's hard to consume. Make it something really tangible and actionable so that somebody is going to get it. It's going to land in their inbox. They're going to be excited to open it and actually put it to use. Let me ask you this. The last time you signed up for an ebook or some really long PDF, did you actually consume it? Did you actually read it? Chances are you probably didn't. Often, the lead magnets that work the best are the ones that are a bit more bite-sized, the ones that are easier and quicker to implement for your audience. Other thing that your lead magnet has to do is be directly tied to what your paid offer is going to be. So whatever it is that you are eventually wanting to sell those subscribers on, you need to make sure that your lead magnet is directly tied to it so that you're actually getting the right subscribers on your list. Because if those things kind of don't make sense together, you're gonna end up with a whole bunch of people on your email list that aren't gonna end up buying your products and services because the fit isn't right. So you need to do that work first of getting really clear on what's the end game? Who is the ideal target person that I want on my list? Because they're the person who's likely gonna buy my products and services, and then create the lead magnet that gets those people onto your list. All right, so let's dive into lead magnet examples because I got a lot. First of all, yes, you can use the ebook, the PDF, the roadmap type of lead magnet. We see them everywhere and they can generate great leads. But I will say, just don't go and create a 100-page ebook. Make this ebook or PDF or downloadable roadmap, whatever it might be, make it really easy for your new audience member to consume. So don't go above and beyond on this. Make it really actionable. The other downloadable that can work really well is a checklist style of downloadable. And these work well because people love to just have a simple process to follow. So if you're able to provide a checklist, let's say it's how to plan a month's worth of Instagram content with a checklist that people can actually just go through and do it, that is going to convert really well because it's so actionable. People also love templates. So whether this is a graphic template of some kind, or maybe it's some sort of scrapbook template or some sort of craft template, whatever your niche is that you're in, templates are, again, so actionable, right? They're saving people a lot of time because you're providing the template for them. I remember when I used to run a home decor and like handmade DIY blog, and some of the templates I provided were just templates for labels. And they went like hotcakes because instead of somebody needing to design their own labels, I was just giving them the template, and they were happy to give me their email address in order for me to send those templates straight into their inbox and save them that time. The other thing that works well are swipe files. So I personally, as a business coach and business strategist, I love swipe files. I love swipe files as a user, and I love swipe files as something that I give often as a lead magnet to my audience. And so what are swipe files anyway? Basically, they're different from templates in that they're not kind of like fill in the blank. Instead, they are literally like copy this or inspired by this. So for example, a swipe file of mine could be, let's say I have a great welcome sequence that I use in my email marketing, and I want to gift it to my audience members as a swipe file so they can see all the emails that I send in my welcome sequence, be inspired by that, and use it as kind of the basis for them writing their own welcome sequence. That is a swipe file, and they work really well especially for like people in the B2B niche, business to business, or who are teaching entrepreneurs and business owners. Swipe files can be amazing. The other thing that's sort of similar are spreadsheets. And so if there's a spreadsheet that you use in your business that you can share with your audience, whether it's like an income projection spreadsheet or some sort of tracker spreadsheet or a content planner spreadsheet, those are highly valuable, really usable for your audience, right? Like think about that landing in your inbox, being able to open it, save it to your Google Drive, and start using it right away. That is going to be a really desirable lead magnet. Basically anything fillable or copyable that you can provide, whether that's a template, spreadsheet, swipe file, whatever that looks like for you in your niche, those are the ones that tend to go like hotcakes. They're the ones that get really great conversions, that get lots of people signing up for them because people can really see the inherent value of them right away. Another great one are printables. And so this might be, especially if let's say you're in like the home decor space or something to do with kids or teaching, printables can be an amazing lead magnet. So whether these are like, again, when I used to run my home decor blog, I had art printables that I had actually made to use in my home as pieces of art. And so I provided those as lead magnets that people could sign up for, get as a PDF file, use their own printer or send them to Staples to get printed and use them in their own home as artwork. And those worked really well. Similarly, you might do a printable menu with grocery lists. Like you can think about this in really any niche. Another great lead magnet, audio files. So if you are somebody, let's say you're somebody who talks about like wellness and meditation and that kind of thing, if you can actually provide some audio files of some meditations for your audience, what an amazing download, right? Like get these 3 meditations to use in your morning routine. And then somebody signs up for them, you deliver the audio files straight to their inbox, and they're starting to use your meditations every single morning. In all likelihood, they're gonna keep coming back for more, right? I've also seen audio files done for entrepreneur to entrepreneur type businesses where it's like an 8-part series of lessons that's actually delivered via audio. And this works really well for anybody who has a podcast. This is like a really good fit because if your podcast listeners are used to listening to you via a podcast in their earbuds, right? This is going to be a lead magnet type that's going to really jive well with them. If video is more your style, then some kind of mini series on video is going to be a better fit for you. Maybe it's like a 3-part series where you teach something, or it's a 5-day challenge and all 5 days you have a video dropping that takes them through this challenge. That kind of video series, it's going to be bigger to produce, but your effort is going to be worth it because it's going to be something that you can continue to use for such a long time. And it's also going to really get people into your sphere and learning from you and really feeling deeply connected to you. You can imagine if somebody's watched 3 days or 5 days worth of videos from you, as opposed to just say downloading a PDF, there's like a different level of connection there. Similarly, I love using webinars as my lead magnet. So you can run live webinars that you can use in a live situation and get people signing up for them and build your email list that way. You can also pre-record your webinar and use it in an evergreen way so that people can just sign up to watch it on their own time. And I use this a lot in my business. I personally love webinars. I think that they're an amazing tool to be able to deliver value to your audience member and also pitch your paid offer or service. So I love webinars. I totally recommend them to any course creator. If you're a service provider though, or maybe a coach, or you work one-to-one with clients, then actually what you can sometimes use as your lead magnet is simply an intake form or a book a call type of form. And this is where somebody might fill out a survey to want to book a call with you, or they just go ahead and you have a calendar available on your website right there where they can book a call directly and you get their email address. And so you're gonna actually have a discovery call with them. A lot of times people might not necessarily consider an intake form or booking a discovery call as a lead magnet, but it absolutely can be. That is a mechanism for you to get the email address of that new interested subscriber. All right, and then the last lead magnet idea I have for you are quizzes. Now, these have been pretty popular the last couple of years. You can use a software tool called Interact, and you can use Interact to create a quiz. And this can be a really fun one. Often people use these right on their homepage of their website, or they might run ads to their quiz. So this could be something like, what type of online course should you create? Take the quiz to find out. Right? And then they will go through a series of questions in the quiz, and you can get really sophisticated with your quiz in terms of how they answer leads them to different products or services that you might have in your business. All right, so that was a roundup of all of my best lead magnet ideas, some of the actual tangible examples of me in my business and some of the clients I've worked with that have had the highest conversion rates have been, I have a rapid email list building guide that has continued to perform well for me year over year. It's a PDF guide where I got other people to contribute their number one tip for building their email list, and I compiled it all into a report and made it available on my site. The other one that's done really well for me are my email funnel maps. And so what I've done with this lead magnet is actually provided the visual of what the funnels can look like in somebody's online business. And so if you're somebody who's, say, wanting to create an evergreen funnel or a welcome sequence or run a webinar and you're just not really sure how all the puzzle pieces work together, this lead magnet answers that for you. A lead magnet that worked really well for one of my clients was a hashtag spreadsheet. So she teaches people how to use Instagram to grow their businesses, and she created a spreadsheet where she did the research up front on hashtags in different niches and then provided it for free to her audience, and they went bananas for it because she's saving them so much time in doing that research and just kind of handing the hashtag solution over to them on a platter. And then another one that worked well, actually for me back in my blogging days, was a room design source guide. So I would write these blog posts where I would show a before and after makeover of a room. And although you would think that because it's all in the blog post, there would be no reason for people to want to opt in, I was so surprised. I basically took what was in that blog post and stuck it into a PDF so that people could just download like a 2 or 3 page or document that had the sources for everything that was in that room makeover. And people loved it. They loved downloading these source guides so that they didn't have to bookmark the link or come back to my website. They could just have it as a PDF and save it to their phone or their computer and be able to just use it again and again. So whatever you decide to create as your lead magnet, basically all you need to do is create your thing, have an email service provider set up. We recommend either ConvertKit or Flowdesk. All you have to do is connect them. And so let's say you're using ConvertKit, you have an account on ConvertKit, you've created your free lead magnet. All you do is you create an opt-in form on ConvertKit where people will go be able to put in their email address where they're gonna get the lead magnet from you, and you've connected it all. So as soon as they sign up, they get an email straight into their inbox that has a link to your downloadable PDF or audio file or video or whatever it is that you're providing as a lead magnet, and it all happens automatically. There's nothing for you to do manually, and your list just starts to grow and grow and grow. And then to take it to the next level, what you want to make sure you do is have a great welcome sequence that happens as soon as somebody signs up for that lead magnet. So they get that lead magnet from you, but you want to make sure that A, they use the lead magnet, B, they get to know you, get to know your business a little bit more, and want to stick around, right? So if you can have, let's say, a 5-part welcome sequence that introduces them to you, what you're all about, maybe some of your best things, like your best, whether it's YouTube videos or podcast episodes or blog posts you've written or any pieces of content that you've got out there that have been sort of highly received, include those in those emails, get them on side, right? Get them getting to know you a little bit more and what to expect now that they're on your email list. So create that welcome sequence and you'll be off to the races. All right, if you want more on how to build your email list, make sure you snag my rapid email list building guide. It's that guide I was telling you about where I have all of these amazing online marketing experts dishing on what their number one strategy is for building their email list. Surprisingly, they were all different, and I put them all into this report. Make sure to grab that guide because there are extra juicy strategies and tips that go beyond what I just talked about in this video. And let me know in the comments below what you are using as your main lead magnet. I would love to know. I'll see you in the next video.